think it's perfectly reasonable that, she can just continue being involved in work and there's like high probability that she's going to get a guy who makes $12 million a year? Am I just being a Grinch? Am I just being a pessimistic hater?
I don't know.
I might have an opinion. I feel like I have met a lot of different men in this world, and a lot of different wealthy types of men. And the thing about money is that when you get money, you can do whatever you want with it. So a lot of the richest men that I know are constantly hanging out at strip clubs and they're partying, and they do want to have a girlfriend, but they want to have a girlfriend that's okay with all of that. So sometimes having a girlfriend who is a stripper, is in some kind of sex work, it actually is, a pull for them because it's the toxic life that they're already living. But I agree 100% with you that if you want the type of rich man who is going to love, respect you, that's going to come with them wanting to find a woman who's a certain type of way as well. So you kind of get what you get and you can't get upset.
Well, I think women's standard of success is not you had a short-term situationship with the guy that you want. You hooked up with the guy that you want. Your standard of success is being able to secure the guy for long-term commitment, long-term monogamous relationship, or the ultimate manifestation, marriage. Mm-hmm. So I get that y'all can fuck the guy that you want. There's no dispute there.
Oh, no, yeah.
There's no dispute that he might lust after you or keep you around for casual sex, perhaps for days, weeks, months, sometimes even longer. But I'm saying that wouldn't necessarily be your standard of success. I think your standard of success is securing the long-term relationship.
100%. I have a couple that they're in their 40s. I used to go to swingers parties with them, and they had been married since they were in their very young 20s, and at the time she had money and he didn't, and she supported him. Now he is CFO of major companies, and he decided 5 years ago that he wanted to start having swingers parties. So she was able to secure the man, the house, the family, but eventually he wanted more. So I think that in life too, things can change. You can find someone who wants, you think you guys want similar things, and then down the line, life changes because that's what happens. So we really can never know.
Can I add
you guys
something?
Speak into the mic if you're going to speak.
Can I add something to what she's saying? You're totally right, but I feel like men forget that being in a relationship is actually a choice and it's not just a feeling. I feel like in my past relationships, the relationship goes by what we're feeling on today. Like you could make a promise and a choice yesterday, and today you wake up and you don't feel like sticking to that choice anymore, and you telling me, you know what, it's not going to work out. That's not what I want anymore. And then in a week you're back. I feel like being in a relationship is a choice. You choose to be with this person. You're not going to like them some days. They're going to suck. They're going to say something icky and, like all that kind of stuff. But it's a matter of choice if you want to stick around them or if you're looking for the next option. Like if they choose to stay with you, they can't change their mind tomorrow. She was saying that people change their mind down the line, which is so true, but I feel like people need to remember that they made a choice.
But men don't change their mind when they're in love. That's one thing. If you're going to have a real relationship, love has nothing to do with wealth or any of those things.
Let's get off the empty platitudes. Let's get back to the actual conversation at hand, which was, you want a guy who makes $500,000, $300,000, $200,000, but really a billionaire. Whether that's a troll or not, I don't know. 12 mil a year. I think that given that you said you've never done sex work, have you done stripping or anything like that?
No.
Sugar baby? Escorting?
No.
Okay. So you're a sex worker, you're a sex worker, you're a sex worker. You want to top, so to be in the top 1% is, I believe it's $500,000 a year and up. So you want a 1%er, you want a 1%er, you want a 1%er, you're 300,000, so that's 2%, something like that. These men have the pick of the litter. They're 1% men. They have a lot of optionality. Unless you go really old, then you can get into a bit more of negotiating territory. But because of your involvement with sex work, most wealthy men, because of their optionality, while you might be attractive physically, this is a major issue and deal breaker for men who are long-term minded. And I'm not saying it's impossible for women involved in sex work to get boyfriends, get relationships, but a lot of guys who are higher status and who are thus going to typically be more attractive to women, why would they pick you?
No, I definitely agree with that statement, and I've like kind of seen it like firsthand. Like someone doesn't want to take me as serious, but kind of going back off to the conversation you guys were having, something like kind of similar happened. I definitely, if I'm with somebody and I'm like really like in love and like marriage is talked about, I will 100% stop. And I know everyone's gonna say the internet's there forever. Like yes, it's there, but I'm not hiding anything. Like I'm not gonna lie and say no, like that's AI, like whatever. Like yes, that's me. Like that's things that I've done. But I mean, everyone can change, and like I said, I understand that the past is the past and it's there. But for me, what's really important is like the present, and I think it is going to be hard, and that's like a big baggage that is something that comes with a lot of women nowadays. So I'm not going to say like I'm perfect, like you got to pick me just because I'm hot, but I've definitely had like somebody that I was talking to more serious, and it was like a real like relationship that it was kind of going to be. They were like, oh, if we're like together, I'm going to need you to stop this, or you're just going to be my little like thing, like you're just going to be my little fling right now, and like unless you stop this. And like obviously like we didn't work out, not for that reason, but so that kind of like made me like really think and evaluate things, like wow, okay, like I actually did like him, and there was like other like little things that like happened, but I was like, oh, like he probably would have taken me more serious if I didn't have to go and make a blue page. So that's something that I have been like really understanding the consequences, and I see them firsthand. So
well, you say that there's these consequences, and then
benefits and consequences, of course.
I guess my criticism here is, even if you weren't involved in sex work, if one of the women at this table here said, you know, that doesn't do OF, said that they want a guy who makes $12 million a year, $500,000 a year, I would still raise an eyebrow at this. You're looking for a very, very small percentage of men. And so when you say, this is my bare minimum, I'm saying, well, I mean, these men are out there, but the probability is really low.
Yeah.
And then you start adding in being a sex worker.
Can I just ask why you would want a man to have that much money? Why,
I mean,
what's the reason behind it?
I mean, I wouldn't even say like $500,000 is a lot of money.
It's 1%. That's top 1%.
I mean, look at the economy we live in today, right?
Yeah.
What?
It's the economy, really.
Well, I can tell you from a business standpoint, most men don't make that. I mean, it's
it's
very difficult for them. Even you've got all these, you know, white collar, blue collar, whatever, even investors. I can tell you, the millionaires or the wealthy men, they struggle just like anybody else. And, you know, yes, they're paying for $1 million homes, but they're also paying for property taxes and all this.